So today let's talk about spelling. Hi friend, my name is Rachel Bourne. I'm so glad you're here today. Here at Born for Homeschool, we share tips and tricks, information, and encouragement to simply support your homeschool. And today I'm talking about spelling. And I'm going to share a review of the curriculum that we are using this year for my 5th grader spelling. I'm also going to share with you the ways that I taught spelling for free using no curriculum over the last few years. And then I'm going to share some thoughts as far as why I'm waiting until my second is in 3rd grade before starting a formal spelling curriculum with her. So let's dive in. So let's start with this Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills review. So this is the first year that I've used a formal curriculum for the subject of spelling, and I used that for my 5th grader. And the curriculum that we used was this Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills, and I just got this off of Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to check it out. I was really looking for something that would require less work and preparation for me and would give her the opportunity to do a little bit more independent work for spelling. Everything you need for spelling for the grade is here in this book. You have the student work, the student pages, instructions for the teacher, and you also have the answer key in the back. So this book has really fulfilled its purpose in our homeschool this year. So the Evan Moore Building Spelling Skills book is a complete curriculum for spelling. At the front of the book, it has the scope and sequence chart, the teacher instructional pages and how to use the book, and then it has the sentences for dictation. Following the sentences for dictation for the teacher, it then has the spelling lists for each week, and then it has all of the consumable pages for the student to use. Following the student pages, there are reproducible spelling record sheets and spelling test sheets, spelling list sheets, crossword puzzles for the teacher to use to make their own crosswords, and it has master word lists at the back, and then it has the answer key for the book. So this one book is the entire spelling curriculum that you'll need for that grade level. So this has been a really awesome, open and go, easy spelling curriculum that we have really enjoyed for this year. Now, previous to this spelling curriculum that we just started this year with my 5th grader, for 3rd grade and 4th grade, I did a free spelling curriculum with her. And by that, it was me doing some research to get some free spelling master lists, and then me just giving her the spelling words, working with her throughout the week to memorize the words, and then giving her a spelling test at the end of the week. And that worked really well for 2 years. It was definitely more intensive as far as I paid attention to words that she was misspelling on papers or math or whatever other subjects that she was doing. If there were history words that I wanted her to learn, then I would just add those to the spelling list for the week. And it was pretty teacher intensive. I had to search out the words, write them out for her, and there weren't a lot of fun frills. There weren't activity pages or anything like that. I just didn't have the time and margin to do those, get those set up for her. I'm sure that there's lots of places that you could make your own crossword puzzles online and things like that, but I just didn't have the extra time to do that. And so it was simply me working off a free master spelling list, and it was a great way for her to increase her vocabulary and work on spelling, and it worked really well for those 2 years. But this year I was searching for something a little bit more structured and something that I didn't have to do quite so much work in working through the spelling words with her. And so this Evan Moore book has been really great for this year. So if you're looking for more budget-friendly or free options for spelling, you can certainly teach spelling without a curriculum. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I've waited until about 3rd grade to start more of a formal spelling curriculum, and that is because, especially for my second daughter, who is in 2nd grade right now, this year I really want her to be able to focus on learning to read more fluently. Because as she's learning to read, she is gaining the skills that she needs to help her to spell more easily. And reading also helps to build that visual bank of words. It's easier to decode words, which would be learning to read, rather than encode words, which is spelling. Because you can learn certain rules that when you read some letters put together, that they always make a certain sound. But when you're trying to spell a word, usually there are many ways to spell a word using all the different possibilities of what combination of letters could make a sound. And so it's easier to wait until you have a fluent reader to start spelling. And sometimes it helps by focusing on reading and becoming fluent in reading and just familiarizing yourself with words. Then that sometimes is really beneficial in spelling to help ease into spelling. And so that's the approach that I've chosen to use. But also there's a word of caution with that. You don't want your student to start spelling things incorrectly. It's better to teach them the correct way the first time rather than trying to correct incorrect spelling later. But there are some times where I really don't care about spelling. My second grader is doing a creative writing class, and I do not care about spelling. I want her to be able to take the words and process them and just put them on paper. And that takes a lot of work from her. And so I want her to just be able to focus on the creative part of writing. And then this coming year, I will start a more formal spelling curriculum with her. And it will probably be, I'm really excited to check out the Evan Moore grade 3 spelling book with her. So we might do that for this coming year. But that is the reason that I have waited on letting my children become more familiar with words and reading. And I really want them to be able to focus on that, the decoding part, before switching to the encoding part of spelling. Now, something else to think about is that if your child is more of an analytic thinker, then you might find that the encoding part of spelling helps them to read better. If your child is really struggling with the decoding part, then it might be helpful. You might try switching to the encoding part for just a little bit to see if spelling might flip the switch for them and might help them be able to really decode things a little bit better and easier for them. So those are my thoughts for spelling. Tell me what you guys do as far as a curriculum for spelling. I would love to know if you've tried the Evan Moore spelling, if you love it or hate it, if you've done different grades for it. So definitely share what you do for spelling in your homeschool. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you again in my next video.